This is more about living in the time of the coronavirus epidemic. I heard a man talking about the price of oil now that the PM is in charge. He said it was going to go up sharply and steadily until we will be paying $6 and $7 for a gallon of gas. And that's if you can get it. The price is going up mainly because the supply is going down. So this, I think, will be another reason, on top of the coronavirus, for as little commuting as possible. Many people working from home and much less business travel. The airlines are going to collapse. They'll have fewer people flying and higher operating costs. And then the schools. How will they be able to afford to run the buses? Many of them will have to go to remote models or close. As many people have said, normal is something we will not see again. So bring on the new normal. Or should I say, the renewable normal. I supply the following only as a shining example of democracy. 3 of our 9 city council persons were charged with fraud, bribery, the old quid pro quo of accepting money in return for greenlighting a project. The first 2 cases involved amateurs. One is already serving time in jail. The third is a professional politician, and that's a big difference. He claims he's innocent, he was set up, and his hotshot lawyers are saying that what he did was routine conduct, business as usual, the way things operate in a democratic system. Yes, he's guilty, they are saying, but so is everybody else. So charge everybody. And the feeling is that this defense might very well work. He'll get off, maybe he'll sue the feds for slander and false arrest, settle out of court for more than enough money to pay his hotshot lawyers, and then just haul off and run for mayor or governor or senator. We know darn well he's qualified for those positions because he has shown in public that he understands the way government works. I mean, a guy spends $1 million to get elected to a job that earns $65,000 a year. Please do that math. That's pure democracy. The system itself is frocked. The trumpet must have hired some new lawyers because they filed a brief in the impeachment case on the Senate record. His defense is that he was doing what any and all of the presidents have done, nothing more or less. The speech he made, that was just routine conduct. So if you convict him, you may as well toss out all the other presidents, including the PM. Also, he claims the defense of freedom of speech. He says his statements about election fraud were all true, and any protest he urged was peaceful. He also says that impeaching a president not in office is, as Perry Mason used to say, incompetent, irrelevant, and immaterial. Also illegal. The dummy crap's response? Shut up, we still hate you. The field mouse got his shot today, but a lot of people in at least 6 nursing homes were given shots that had been mishandled, and so they will not have any effect. Those involved are being promised that they will be first in line for another shot. Bring on federal health care. That's what I say. I think it's clear now that work can sometimes, not always, but very often, be done at home online. That is not the case in most, but not all instances, for education. I think this is so because work is usually flowing in one direction. Something needs to be done, and someone figures out how to do it, how to get it done, supplies directions, it gets done, and then they move on to the next task. But education is not a task, it's a process. It's a complex interaction, and it always involves two parties in a give and take. It's not just directions, it involves communication. And there is the further severe complication that while there is one teacher or teaching source, on the other end there may be 30 students. Without direct contact, this is a nearly impossible situation. Remote education is a theory, an idea, an attempt, and a failure. In practice, it doesn't work. Autodidacts aside, education requires personal contact. The current trouble with direct in-person contact education is safety, or the threat of potentially unsafe conditions because of the virus. The real problem is fear.